So I'm Shubham Tiwari. Hi Priyanshi, welcome to our Inspires talk show. Let's hear from talent. And for the viewers who don't know, this is Priyanshi, who has cracked Wells Fargo as a program associate. So welcome Priyanshi.
Thank you for having me here.
So before starting, can you tell me what is the role? What is a program associate for the viewers who don't know?
Okay, so actually, Wells Fargo offers two roles under program associate. One is for the SD role and other for the analyst role. So I am belonging to the analyst role. So my work is related to analyst, but I also have to do some work of the SD as well.
Okay, interesting. So once again, congratulations for cracking FTE offer. So how was the feeling when you got the mail? Were you at home, at hostel? What was the
So
condition?
basically, Wells Fargo has been my dream company since my very starting of preparation. So I
Hmm.
was obviously happy and excited. My family was literally in tears while listening to this news. So yeah, it was a very exciting moment for me.
Hmm.
I was at my home. Uh,
Huh.
it was an online process basically.
Hmm. Got it. So can you tell me more about your schooling? So from where did your 12th, which school, which town, your
Okay.
college and your branch? Huh.
So I live in Ghaziabad. I've did my done my schooling from Delhi, from Floridale School.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I did my 12th from that school, and then I dropped in here to prepare for my JEE. So after 1 year of preparation, I got into IGDTUW, which is also in Delhi, and I got mechanical and automation branch. So and currently
Okay.
I'm in my fourth now.
Okay. Some mechanical background to cracking an MNC is a great journey. So
Yes.
what motivated you to take engineering? Like मेन तो ये होता है कि पैकेज है आईटी वगैरह मतलब सोचते हैं कि इंजीनियरिंग करना है एक डेफिनेट पाथ है
Mhm.
और डिड यू हैड एनी अदर प्लान्स?
So when you are young, you don't really know about the packages and stuff, right? So till 10th, my aim was to either become a doctor or to go to NIFT and become fashion designer. But as soon as I took science in 11th and 12th, and after the counseling sessions, they told us about how engineering is such a discipline that you can go into any field after doing engineering. So I was like, I was intrigued by it. And later I got IGT2, I got mechanical. So I was also interested in cars. So there was nothing about the package there. I was already only interested in cars, so I took mechanical engineering, and so I
हाँ.
got into IGD2. And then ultimately, my college proved that my decision was right to take engineering.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Nice. So you were in mechanical, and so
Yes.
what was your coding journey? Like how are you managing your branch plus your side hustles? So what
Okay.
was that?
So for the beginning of 2 years of my engineering, I was focused on mechanical only. I had no idea what coding is about. And later, when the companies for internship started to come, and there was big names like Microsoft, Google, Morgan Stanley, I was just intrigued
Mhm.
listening to what the stipend is. And then I also had friends who were in ITCSE, and they were also getting these opportunities. So that was
Huh.
the point when I thought that I have to go for coding too. I practiced it and then I found out that I can be good at it. So I started my
Hmm.
coding journey after my second year. And till now, I
Hmm.
have been doing coding. So that has been my journey.
So
So
what
basically,
advice will you give
yeah, so
to the
basically, you
first
asked like
first
how
second
I
year?
was managing. So the
हाँ.
thing is that since it was online, so the managing part was
Hmm.
very easy. Till now, it started to become offline from the last year. So at that point, it was really tough to manage attendance as well as to prepare for placements. But from August to September, I was already placed. So then everything was managed easily after that.
Hmm.
Mm.
So were you happy that that first second year you explored what you wanted, you got into mechanical, or did you have any guilt that I should have done more of coding when you were preparing for interviews? Now though
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah, so when I was preparing, I obviously felt that it's so late. Also, there are multiple
Hmm.
opportunities like Microsoft Mentee, and then there are
Hmm.
multiple scholarship programs for the tech students. So I missed out
Hmm.
all of all the opportunities because I was focused
Hmm.
on another field at that point. But I don't think I actually regret it because for the past 1.5 year, I have been doing rigorous coding. So I think I have done all the coding that was not done in the past 2 years.
So did you also explore competitive programming, or did you just did DSA?
No, I just did DSA only.
Hmm. Okay. 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 So you are the job offer. So it was on campus or off campus?
So it was an on-campus opportunity. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there was since my college really tried to open multiple opportunities for mechanical as well. So this was like the fifth, sixth company that came for mechanical.
Okay. 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 So any tip you want to give to students who are preparing for on campus, as well as you have friends who must have done through off campus. So
Yeah. So I think if you are from a really good college, then on-campus opportunities are ample already. But if you are
hmm.
from off-campus college, just don't feel sad about it. There are ample opportunities outside too. But since it is
Hmm.
the recession phase, as everyone knows, so
Hmm.
the opportunities are reduced. But keep trying, keep working on your skills, and look for those opportunities which are fit for your skills, or otherwise bring those skills into yourself for the opportunity that you are applying for.
Hmm. Correct. 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 So can you tell me more about the selection process? What was the selection process of the company?
Okay, so first they were qualifying the students on the basis of the CGPA. So for
Mm-hmm.
my college, it was about 7 CGPA and above.
Hmm.
For analyst
Hmm.
role, all of the branches were allowed. For the SD role, only the IC branches were allowed, not mechanical.
Hmm.
So after this qualification, there was an online assessment in which there were three coding questions, some fundamental computer science questions, and I think some of the maths and English questions as well. After clearing this round, for analysts, there was just one interview, which was technical plus HR. In the whole interview, the interview was more focused upon DBMS, SQL, and machine learning, and upon my projects.
So were your projects on machine learning only
Yeah,
or web
actually.
development?
Yeah, so my motive of placement was to get placed, even
Huh.
if it is an analyst profile or an SD profile. So I did
Correct.
projects on machine learning so that I can
Hmm.
have that opportunity in analyst. And then I also
Hmm.
prepared my DSA to have my opportunity in SD as well.
Okay, got it, got it. So the questions in the online assessment were if you compare with the lead code, so it was medium to hard questions,
I would say it was easy to medium. And I
easy
don't
to
know
medium
about the
questions.
SD, if the questions for SD
Mm-hmm.
was different. But for me, the
Mm-hmm.
questions was easy to medium, I'd say.
Hmm. So were you participating in lead code? Can you give some tips on lead code, how to use lead code and lead code contest and how they are beneficial?
So I don't know much about the contest, but I'd say
Hmm.
that first of all, I learned all the coding from the GFG only. And I think one thing
Hmm.
to switch from GFG to lead code is that in GFG you are provided the time complexity, which helps you to identify the algorithms or the data structures that you want to apply. But in lead code, you are not provided that. So lead code is
Hmm.
really good if you want to prepare for interviews because then you just have to think of yourself what time complexity you have to apply. So that is only all I know because I haven't got way too far. Since I'm from mechanical, that's all I've discovered.
Ha. Got it, got it, got it.
Mhm.
Correct, correct, correct. So
Mhm.
in lead code, if you need to find what is the optimal solution, then you need to go into the solutions and see, acha, he has done an O of
Yes,
n log n or like
exactly.
that. Hmm.
Exactly.
Got it, got it, got it. So can you tell me more about the projects? What were your projects based upon, and how the interviews were focused more upon your projects? What were
Okay.
the points they were asking? Hmm.
Okay. So basically, I had this one project that I've done in my college curriculum only that was based
Hmm.
on automobile safety, using alarms for automobile safety. So it was an AI based project.
Hmm.
So they asked me question about the data exploration. How did I find the data and what did I apply on it? The other project was based upon machine learning and Streamlit, if you have heard about Streamlit, it was based on that. So what they do is they ask counter questions a lot. If
हाँ,
whatever project you have done is matching the stack that they are working upon, then they are
हम्म,
going to ask multiple questions. So you need to prepare your project in depth.
हम्म. So, मतलब many students do that. They go onto YouTube tutorials, they see the videos, and they try to mimic the projects, and they don't have
Mm-hmm.
the clear understanding of the project. So,
Exactly.
what we will say to the students? You can do the copying, or you need to know the project very well. Then, what should be the approach if you
Okay, so
want a
if you
good
are just
project into your resume?
yeah, so
हाँ.
some students just start from the project and then go to the stacks. Okay, so now I'm
हम्म,
going to make a project on React. So now I'm going to learn React. But what I did was I did a machine learning course. So since I was
हम्म,
already learned about the machine learning part, then
हम्म,
I went to the project. So that is why I know the core about the project. So they are going to ask me what else can you apply here, then I can have the answer for that. But
हम्म,
let us say students make Flutter projects or
हम्म,
use APIs, but they don't even know what API is. So that is where
हम्म.
the interviewer is like, no, you are done. So that is the
हाँ,
thing.
correct. So if I
Mm.
summarize, then if you are learning React, so don't direct the students nowadays directly jump onto React and then they start learning or just copying the
Yes,
project.
exactly.
But first you need to learn JavaScript, vanilla JavaScript, pure JavaScript. Then you need to
Exactly.
go on to React. So if any
Yes.
questions, if any question is asked in interview, you know the
Mm.
basics.
Yes, because there is high chance that the interviewer has worked on that technology. So they are just
हाँ.
expert in it. You are just a beginner at that point. Mm.
Got it. And on this, I remember another point that many students, what they do in relevant tech stacks on the resume, they write everything like machine learning, web development, and data science, and whatever they have, they know just. If they know
Yeah.
machine learning, what is machine learning full form, they will write on the resume.
Yes,
So अगर
exactly.
अगर वो रिक्रूटर उसको पता है, अगर उसको एमएल का टेक स्टैक आता है उसको, तो फिर दिक्कत हो जाएगी फिर.
Exactly. This is what happens.
हाँ.
So
So only write the. हाँ.
I used to think that I am not very much skilled. Everyone is so skilled.
हम्म,
Everyone is putting 100 things on their skill section. But
हाँ.
ultimately, they want five skills, but you should be expert in five skills. That is the
हम्म,
thing. Mm.
correct, correct. So if we talk more about the practice, so you use GFG. So will you prefer मतलब like any tips for using GFG more efficiently or their courses, because GFG has many courses also and they have their SD sheet also and something like that. So they have very well structured courses for DSA. So did
Mhm.
you took any of that course, or will you prefer, or the tips will you give to the students who will use GFG?
Okay, one thing that I saw is that every teacher is good at some data structure or some algorithm only, not
Hmm.
everything. So if you buy a course, but it might be a case that the teacher is not good at recursion, not good at data,
Hmm.
dynamic programming, but the teacher might be good at arrays. So what I did was I took different teachers out of YouTube, out of these courses, and I saw which topic can I understand the best from them. So as you might know, there
Hmm.
are multiple dynamic programming playlists on YouTube. So if
आदित्य भैया.
exactly. So
Hmm.
if someone is really good at it, then you should just learn from that particular person. So it's
Correct.
just subjective. Someone can find
हाँ.
someone else, more understanding. So that can be good. So I
Correct.
didn't buy any course. I was just
हाँ.
picking from here and there only.
Correct. So
Mhm.
if you have the discipline to study, so there is no need to buy any course. You can just go on YouTube and
Exactly.
you can learn from the teachers who are very good at
Mhm.
that subject. Like Aditya Bhaiya is
Exactly.
good at DP, so Striver Bhaiya is good at graph, like something like that.
Mhm.
Striver Bhaiya is good at recursion too. Like you
Mhm.
can see different videos from different content creators. सबका अच्छा
Exactly.
अच्छा पार्ट ले लो, अपन को सबसे ज्यादा फायदा है. Correct.
Exactly. And there are some topics which are very fundamental, like linked list. Linked
Hmm.
list में बहुत direct question ही पूछते हैं. So you can find linked list anywhere and you can learn from there. So ऐसे करके,
Correct.
but you have to sort all the topics that you need to prepare, because ऐसा नहीं है कि you will
Hmm.
just know अरे सिर्फ 5 DS है, ऐसा नहीं है. सारे के सारे DS को
Hmm.
shortlist करो, उसके बाद पढ़ना शुरू करो हर जगह से. वो चीज़.
करेक्ट. एंड मतलब
हम्म.
मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ पे फिर जो डीएसए शीट्स होती है, that plays a good role.
Mm-hmm.
DSA sheets, because
Exactly.
DSA sheets में आपको पता रहता है कि आपको ये टॉपिक वाइज पढ़ना है, एंड कुछ आपके स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चंस हैं that are very good to
Mm-hmm.
practice, that are quality questions, not quantity questions but quality
Exactly.
questions. So I think
Exactly.
DSA sheets
Like that
can be,
450 DSA sheet.
हाँ, correct,
Mm-hmm.
correct, correct. Love Babba's DSA sheet, correct.
Mm-hmm.
So the students who are in second and third year, they are very stressed that internships चाहिए resume पे, internship नहीं हुई तो फिर बाद में resume shortlist नहीं होगा. So how
Mm-hmm.
important are these internships? Like, did you have an experience during the interviews that the interviewer was very interested in the past internships, और मतलब
Mm-hmm.
internship चलेगी अगर project अच्छा भी होगा तो resume will be good enough. So क्या
Okay.
होता है ये थोड़ा सा?
So basically, since I was oriented in mechanical, I didn't prepare for
हम्म
internships at all till internship was
हम्म
like सर पे बैठ गई थी internship तब तक कुछ चालू नहीं किया. So at that point, I didn't had an internship, and in the next year, the placements were already starting from June. Internships are also
हम्म
starting from June. So I skipped the
हम्म
internship part. I was like, नहीं पढ़ाई continue करते हैं. And
हम्म
ultimately, my interviewer was not at all, questioning about why didn't you have any internship. Since my college has a really good record of having internships, almost 80% of the students had internship. And I was the one who's
हम्म
not having it. Still, they were just okay with it. So I think if you are really good at your skills and you have good projects, that can back you up if you don't have an internship.
करेक्ट. सो ये मेरा भी मिसकंसेप्शन था. जब मैं अभी जैसे सेकेंड ईयर में जब था, मैं अब करंटली आई एम इन थर्ड
Mm-hmm.
ईयर. सो जब मैं सेकेंड ईयर
Mm-hmm.
में था तो ये मिसकंसेप्शन था कि यार मुझे इंटर्नशिप करनी है, बट फिर मुझे समझ आया कि इफ आई हैव गुड प्रोजेक्ट्स, इफ आई एम गुड एट माय DSS skills or that skills what is required, then
Mm-hmm.
internship is not required, because many students
Exactly.
waste their time in doing non-paid internships just to get their names on the resume.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that is waste of time. You should practice on projects, you should practice on your skills, tech stacks, that you can make better projects. Research work can be a better option than a
Yeah,
internship.
definitely. Yeah, if
Hmm,
you're
hmm,
not
hmm.
getting very good internship at very good company, then I don't think it's really important to waste your time during your placements. So it also depends upon the season, since our season starts from June only. For some
Hmm,
colleges, for IITs, it starts from late the winters. So I think if
correct.
someone has time, then they can do internships. Otherwise, it's
Hmm,
okay
hmm,
to not have an internship.
hmm, 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 hmm.
Mhm.
And one more thing which I think students have, that they think that I am very late. मतलब बहुत लेट स्टार्ट किया यार, अब मैं थर्ड ईयर में आ गया हूँ, नाउ आई एम स्टार्टिंग DSA. बट आई थिंक व्हेन यू स्टार्ट डूइंग, देन एवरीथिंग गेट्स प्लेस्ड. मतलब ऐसा लगता है कि बहुत कुछ बिखरा हुआ है, बट अपने आप सब चीजें प्लेस होते जाती हैं. सो दिस
Yeah.
हैज हैपेंड विथ यू. थोड़ा सा लेट स्टार्ट किया बट इवेंचुअली बहुत अच्छा किया. सो
Yeah.
कैन यू मतलब टेल मी मोर अबाउट दैट पाथ, व्हेन यू स्टार्टेड, जब स्टार्ट किया रहा था तो क्या माइंडसेट था, वो सब चीज.
Yeah, so it's almost every single week I get this question that I'm too late, I cannot do this. So I
हाँ.
set a deadline for myself. If I don't get placed till August, then I'm just going to drop the plan. I'm going to attend college. I won't see about the placements at all. So this is how like it comes to our mind that you are late, but if you are really dedicated to it. So basically for me, I went underground. I stopped using social media. I stopped visiting my friends, and it was also
हम्म
online. Half of it was online still. So I had plenty
हम्म
of time, and I was just waking up doing coding all day long and then just sleeping with code going in my head.
हम्म
That is how I managed it. So I think it's never too late if you're dedicated enough. Even like 2 to 3 months are enough if you want to just, could be good at it. And if you belong from a
हम्म
computer science background, then you already have studied some of it earlier. But since
हम्म
if someone is from core, then I think you should at least start for at least a year before.
हम्म. Correct,
Mm.
correct, correct. And I think that the JE phase ना, which that helps you go underground. Like अगर आपने कभी
Exactly.
पढ़ाई नहीं करी है बहुत ज्यादा, and then you think that मैं underground जाके मैं 12 12 घंटे पढ़ूंगा,
Um,
तो नहीं होता है. But when you
yeah,
have done that in the JE phase, when you were preparing for 12th,
exactly.
then you have the faith on you that मैंने
Mm.
सोचा है तो कर लूंगा मैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Then
This is the
you
difference
have that.
between engineers and normal students. We know
हाँ,
that we have done it. हमें पता है किस तरह पढ़ सकते हैं.
करेक्ट करेक्ट. वो प्रेशर हम 11 से झेल रहे हैं, हमें आदत है
Mm-hmm.
उसकी.
Exactly.
करेक्ट करेक्ट. सो वन ऑफ द लास्ट क्वेश्चंस विल बी, जैसे कि बहुत स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं जो इंग्लिश में बहुत ज्यादा फ्लुएंट नहीं होते हैं.
Mm-hmm.
There is a communication gap while they
Mm-hmm.
communicate. So
Yes.
how does that इफेक्ट इन द इंटरव्यू, मतलब बहुत ज्यादा फर्क पड़ता है कि just if you are able to communicate your approach, communicate your ideas to the interviewer, that is good enough.
Mm-hmm. So I think even if you don't know good English, even if you are fluent in English, nothing would help if you haven't practiced your English with coding. So for what I used to do was whenever I was coding, I used to teach myself कि अच्छा मैं अब ये कर रही हूँ, now I am applying this algorithm, now the time complexity is this. Because if you don't have practice, even good English won't help you. Because ultimately you don't know what to explain. So a good thing,
Correct.
even if you are not fluent in English, is that whenever you code, just practice speaking with it because that is what you have to do with the interviewer as well. So I think it is a
Correct.
good practice and that will help everyone, even if you don't know
Hmm.
English, even if you do.
So this will help in two things. One, your English skills, and second कि जब आप hints बोलते रहते हो इंटरव्यूअर को, तो
Exactly.
इंटरव्यूअर भी आपको थोड़ा गाइड करता है कि हाँ आप गलत जा रहे हो, तो यू आर
Yes.
गोइंग रॉन्ग, शायद यू शुड थिंक बाइनरी सर्च लाइक दिस,
Mhm.
मतलब वो थोड़ा थोड़ा हिंट देते हैं, जितना
Mhm.
मुझे पता
Even
है.
if you do, like, even if you write the whole code correctly, but if you are not able to explain it to them, then it is of no use. वो सोचेंगे रट्टा मार के तुमने लिख लिया. You don't know the concept.
करेक्ट.
So ultimately, you
करेक्ट.
have to
करेक्ट.
make them understand that is the most important thing.
करेक्ट. और आज के
Mm.
फेज में जहाँ पे लोग लीड कोड के हजार हजार क्वेश्चन करके बैठे हैं, तो
Exactly.
इंटरव्यू को ज्यादा ये लगता है कि रट ही आए बच्चे, मतलब पढ़ा होगा ये
हाँ,
वाला क्वेश्चन ऐसा करके. तो
exactly.
समझाना इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर समझा
Yeah.
नहीं पा रहे हो बेसिक क्वेश्चन भी, तो
Mhm. They'll
दिक्कत होती
counter
है.
question you and you won't be explained to, मतलब explain नहीं कर पाओगे जब तक आपको आता ही
हम्म.
नहीं होगा वो explain करना.
करेक्ट. करेक्ट.
Mm.
करेक्ट. करेक्ट. So I have some questions lined up that were asked by the students from
Okay.
Inspire. So I will be reading the questions and same drill. So while preparing, there often come situations where you have to stop or leave or study due for sometimes due to unavoidable reason. But after when you resume your study, we have a fear that we forgot everything and start panicking. So how to deal with the situation, and is it right or wrong behavior?
Mm-hmm.
मतलब आई थिंक द समरी इज कि जब पढ़ते रहते तो बीच में डिसकंटिन्यूटी आ जाती है, जैसे हमें कॉलेज की पढ़ाई के अंदर पढ़ी या फिर
Mm-hmm.
कुछ और. सो
Mm-hmm.
उसके बाद फिर रिज्यूम करते हैं तो पैनिक होते हैं कि फॉरगेट हो गया या फिर हम भूल गए हैं चीजें, तो उसके बारे में कुछ
Mm-hmm.
बता रहे
So the first thing is ki maintain a habit of doing at least 2 hours of coding every single day, even if you are out, even if you are at home. So this habit is going to bring that consistency in you. First thing. The second thing is that keep revising so that you won't
हैं.
forget. You have to even revise the DSA codes because you can forget the concept of some codes are just very typical hard questions.
हम्म.
So you have to keep revising. That is the second thing. And the third thing is that whenever you get the chance, you get the whole day, just do maximum work in your whole day so that even if you don't have 6 hours in the next day, you will be just like, okay, मैंने कल तो बहुत काम कर लिया था. So this was something
करेक्ट.
that I did because I was skipping classes to prepare for my placements. So I was just grateful कि अच्छा आज का दिन मुझे मिला है तो I have to do the maximum of the work. So just make it your strategy and then you can do it.
वेरी इंस्पायरिंग, वेरी इंस्पायरिंग कि हम छुट्टी मार के, ये नहीं है कि कॉलेज नहीं जाना है तो पढ़ना भी नहीं है. पढ़ना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. अगर एक भी दिन
हाँ
छुट्टी मिल रही है, सो यू नीड टू बी
हाँ.
ग्रेटफुल कि हम ब्रेक ले पा रहे हैं, हम छुट्टी ले पा रहे हैं, हमें पढ़ना है, फिर उस दिन को प्रोडक्टिव करना है.
मैक्सिमम
दैट्स वेरी
निकाल लो उस
इंपॉर्टेंट.
दिन का मतलब.
मैक्सिमम निकालो कि आगे किसी दिन नहीं भी हुआ तो कंपनसेट हो जाएगा वो.
एग्जैक्टली.
करेक्ट. करेक्ट. And the second question is, as a beginner, while just going to start our coding journey, what things we must avoid during our preparation, and what things we must consider to grow ourselves in the best software developer?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the first thing is that never compare your friends with yourself or never find them as your competition because ultimately everyone's learning speed and मतलब it is very different.
हाँ.
So don't
Correct.
find them as a competition also. इसका दूसरा reason ये भी है कि your friends are ultimately going to tell you about the opportunities as well. You are going to tell them about the opportunities. So play a
Hmm.
team role. If you are stuck at some question, you can ask them. अगर तुम
Hmm.
इंडिविजुअली हो जाओगे कि मुझे तुमसे नहीं करना तो फिर यू कैन गेट स्टक एंड नो वन विल बी देयर टू हेल्प यू आउट. सो दैट
Hmm.
इज द वन थिंग. एंड द सेकेंड थिंग इज दैट वो एक कंसिस्टेंसी कि 2 hours एवरी डे तो करना ही करना है, इस तरह से चलो.
Hmm.
और
correct, correct.
ऑल्सो मेक प्लेसमेंट योर पर्पस ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग, योर गोल ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग, ताकि मोटिवेशन के लिए संदीप महेश्वरी की वीडियो ना देखनी पड़े, सारे मोटिवेशन खुद
हाँ,
के अंदर हो कि हमें ये करना है बस, तो वो मोटिवेशन से हो
correct,
जाता है हम लोग।
correct, correct. क्या होता है
हम्म।
ना, संदीप महेश्वरी की सर की मतलब जो मोटिवेशन होता है वो आप क्वेश्चन पढ़ा सकता है, वो जब
हाँ,
एक घंटा बैठ के सॉल्व नहीं करा सकता, तो उसके लिए आपको फिर वो
एग्जैक्टली।
एक प्लेसमेंट वाला जो वो होता है फेज, वो इम्पोर्टेंट होता है। और मैं तो ये
एग्जैक्टली।
बोलता हूँ कि जैसे कोई स्टूडेंट, जैसे आपका कोई फ्रेंड है जो आपसे अच्छा कोड कर चुका है, सो डोंट डोंट
हम्म।
कंपेयर योरसेल्फ, जैसे आपने बोला, डोंट कंपेयर
हम्म।
योरसेल्फ। और अच्छा है ना कि जो कोई आगे है अगर आपसे, तो वो कुछ गलतियां कर चुका है, वो आपको बता देगा कि ये गलती तो मत करना। तो हमें
एग्जैक्टली।
ऐसे सीखना चाहिए, मतलब यू शुड हैव अ लर्निंग लर्निंग एटीट्यूड, ये नहीं कि अरे यार ये तुमसे अच्छा करता है, वो जेलस वाली फीलिंग नहीं आनी चाहिए। तभी आई थिंक वो साथ में ग्रोथ होती है सब।
हम्म।
वेरी वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। The next question is, and if we prepare hard, and if by any chance we didn't get our dream company, and due to due to might be possible that we feel upset, so how to deal with that type of situation, and what should we do to grow further in such scenario?
ओके, तो ये तो बहुत कॉमन चीज है, it happens everywhere. You know, our friend
Hmm.
might not get as good of as a placement as us. So I think one thing is that is point of time pe if you are getting placed, that is a huge thing. That is a very huge thing
Hmm.
because colleges are not able to bring placement at this point. Recession is going on. So if you have an opportunity, just be grateful for it. And I've seen people who have started from 2 to 3 lakhs and have went from to 25, 26 lakhs in just 5 years. So there's ample of
Hmm.
opportunities. You just have to develop your skills. You just have to wait for your time, and your time will come eventually. So just be grateful if
Hmm.
you have any opportunity at this point.
Very true, very true. So recently we had a seminar in our college. So Chandan Agarwal sir was invited there. So Chandan Agarwal sir, मतलब उन्होंने पहले इन्फोसिस क्रैक किया था विद 5 LPA पैकेज, एंड आफ्टर 1.5 साल उन्होंने शिफ्ट करके फिर माइक्रोसॉफ्ट किया था। सो
Exactly.
स्टार्ट नहीं, मतलब ये मैटर नहीं करता कि आप कैसे स्टार्ट करो, जो आपकी
Mm-hmm.
प्रोसेस चल रही है उसे कंटिन्यू करोगे तो इवेंचुअली अच्छी जगह लैंड करेंगे। एंड द
Exactly.
ग्रेट थिंग विच यू सेड दैट जॉब लग रही है, वो हम ग्रेटफुल होने चाहिए कि हमें जॉब लग रही है, जिस जो फेज है अभी
Mm-hmm.
यहाँ पे, जहाँ पे
Mm-hmm.
इतने जॉब नहीं है कितने लोगों के पास, अगर हमें एक जॉब भी मिल रही है, सो वी शुड बी ग्रेटफुल एंड वी शुड बी कीप वर्किंग, इवेंचुअली होगा ही कुछ अच्छा।
Yes, exactly.
Next question is, last one, during your prep, what mistakes have you done, and after you think about them, you feel like I must have avoided these mistakes, so I could have
Mm-hmm.
been more better.
Mm-hmm. So the only mistake is that I started late. I
Hmm.
उसके अलावा फिर बाकी कोई मिस्टेक तो नहीं थी because I prepared hard,
Hmm.
but started late वाली मिस्टेक थी। और दूसरा,
हाँ.
and the other thing is that I could have grabbed an internship and that could
Hmm.
have added in my added to my resume, and also I would have got that corporate wali skill. So I think that was lacking. Other than that, I'm okay with
Hmm.
whatever has been happened.
हाँ,
Uh,
करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट, सही, बहुत सही। सो हाँ, सही बात है, बिल्कुल सही बात है। सो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं। व्हाइल प्रिपेयरिंग, यू हैव टू स्टडी डीएसए, प्रोजेक्ट भी साथ में करना रहता है, और कंप्यूटर फंडामेंटल से पढ़ना है। सो हाउ आर यू मैनेजिंग all of them together? Like you prepared for
okay.
in the duration of 5 to 6 7 months. So how did you manage all of them?
Okay, so I used to micromanage by creating schedules. Just say if I have to do dynamic programming, then I made it 2 months for 1.5 months I have to do dynamic programming only. And then for 3 days I have to do oops, for 2 days I have to do this. So this is how I scheduled it. And then one thing that was common that I have to do DSA anyhow. Even if I'm doing theoretical
Hmm.
subjects, I have to do DSA 2 hours per day. So that was
Hmm.
my strategy. And one thing is that I wasted a lot of time in projects that I didn't added on my resume eventually. Like I worked
Hmm.
on PHP and little bit of web development, but ultimately I was just not excellent at it. So I thought, why
Hmm.
to add something that I might not be able to crack all the questions. So ultimately I added machine learning, which helped me out to crack this interview as well. So this is how I
Hmm.
managed. I would also recommend other people to add something related to analyst role, because to grab a placement in any field might be good enough, because these all our fields
Hmm.
are attached to computer science only.
Hmm. 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 Correct, correct,
Mm.
correct. And one thing I would like to add, that मतलब पिछले क्वेश्चन में थोड़ा हेजिटेट किया था मैं बोल ये चीज बोलना चाह रहा था कि मतलब वेरी गुड थिंग वी शुड लर्न फ्रॉम प्रियांशी दैट कि हमें पता है कि हमारी गलती क्या है, बट मतलब गिल्ट नहीं होना चाहिए, ठीक है, मतलब ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए गलती को तुम अवॉइड कर दो, गलती पता होनी चाहिए, सीखना चाहिए, बट बहुत ज्यादा गिल्ट नहीं होना चाहिए, क्या ठीक है जो भी हुआ, ओके, बट यू शुड लर्न फ्रॉम दैट्स द मेन पॉइंट.
Yes.
Okay, so one of the last
Thank
question
you.
will be what was your success mantra, and what will you
Um,
like to share or give tips to your juniors like me?
Okay, so mantra to मैं क्या बोलूँ, but yeah, 2 to 3 things that I would recommend is that first thing, obviously, very well said, that be consistent. Okay, we have to be consistent. The second thing is that we have to be very company oriented. So if a company is
Hmm.
coming, we have to see what the company wants out of the candidate, and you should present your resume as well as yourself according to the company's perspective. So let us say that if they are asking my strengths and weaknesses, I should put it across
Hmm.
so that they will find me as a fit candidate for their company. And we should also
Hmm.
know
Hmm.
much about the company, what work they are doing, because they are eventually going to ask about it in the interview.
Hmm.
This is one thing, and the other thing is just be consistent and make placement your or be placement oriented. After third year, just
हाँ.
be like, अब मुझे placement चाहिए, मुझे pass हो fail हो कुछ और मतलब नहीं है. Just be do
हाँ.
that. And that will keep you motivated throughout. This is what I'll recommend.
Great, great, great. So thank you, and congratulations to Yanshi once again. Thanks for, and it was a great experience talking to you. Best of luck
Thank
for
you.
your future.
Thank you.